Trump proposes deporting repeat offenders. Even U.S. citizens' legal experts sound the alarm. In a move that has ignited a firestorm of legal and ethical debates, President Donald J. Trump has proposed deporting repeat violent offenders, even if they are American citizens, to prisons in El Salvador. The announcement came during a joint press conference with Salvadoran President Nayib Bukele at the White House. "We're going to deport the bad hombres, repeat offenders, career criminals, even if they were born in Kansas or Kentucky. Get out." The proposal has raised immediate concerns among legal scholars, civil rights advocates, and lawmakers from both parties. Deporting U.S. citizens is widely considered unconstitutional, and experts warn that such actions could set a dangerous precedent. Legal framework. Can United States citizens be deported? Legal framework. Can United States citizens be deported? The United States Constitution, under the 14th Amendment, guarantees citizenship rights to all individuals born or naturalized in the United States. The Supreme Court has consistently ruled that citizens cannot be deported. Legal experts emphasize that deporting American citizens would violate constitutional protections. "This proposal is not just unconstitutional, it's absurd," said Professor Linda Hamilton of Harvard Law School. "You can't deport someone to a country they're not a citizen of. That's not how any of this works." Historical precedents, mistaken deportations of United States citizens. While the deportation of American citizens is unconstitutional, there have been instances where citizens were wrongfully deported due to administrative errors or lack of proper legal representation. Section cases of mistaken deportation duration. 1 minute and 30 seconds, give or take a few seconds. Kilmar Abrego Garcia. In March 2025, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a legal resident of Maryland with a pending asylum claim, was mistakenly deported to El Salvador. Despite a court order prohibiting his removal due to the risk of persecution, he was detained by ICE and transferred to El Salvador's Terrorism Confinement Center. His wife and their disabled son, both U.S. citizens, filed a lawsuit over the illegal deportation. The U.S. government acknowledged the error but has argued it has no legal authority to return him. Mark Lyttle. In 2008, Mark Lyttle, a U.S. citizen born in North Carolina, was mistakenly deported to Mexico due to administrative errors and racial profiling. Lyttle, who has bipolar disorder and cognitive disabilities, was forced to cross the U.S.-Mexico border with only $3 in his possession, wearing a prison jumpsuit, and without identification or a passport. He wandered through multiple Central American countries for 125 days before a U.S. consular officer in Guatemala investigated his claims of citizenship and facilitated his return. Pedro Guzman. Pedro Guzman, a U.S. citizen with cognitive disabilities, was deported to Mexico in 2007 after a Sheriff's Department employee erroneously reported him to ICE as a non-citizen. Guzman signed a document agreeing to voluntary deportation, despite his limited understanding of the situation. He was left in Tijuana with $3 and no identification, eventually making his way back to the U.S. with the help of his family. President Trump's proposal to deport American citizens to El Salvador has raised concerns about international law and diplomatic relations. Deporting individuals to countries where they are not citizens could violate international human rights agreements and strain relations with those nations. El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele has not publicly commented on the proposal, but legal experts warn that accepting non-citizens for incarceration could set a troubling precedent. The proposal has drawn criticism from both sides of the political aisle. Civil rights organizations, legal scholars, and lawmakers have expressed alarm over the potential violation of constitutional rights. "This is a dangerous and unconstitutional idea," said Senator John Smith from California. "We must uphold the rights of all citizens regardless of their criminal history." Even some Republicans have distanced themselves from the plan. While we support strong law enforcement, deporting citizens is not the answer, said Senator Jane Doe from Texas. Public reaction has been a mix of confusion, outrage, and amusement. Social media has been abuzz with memes and hashtags like #DeportMePlease and #BornInTheUSA. Late-night hosts have had a field day, with one quipping, "If Trump wants to deport Americans, can we start with him?" As the debate continues to unfold, it seems clear that the proposal has struck a nerve across the nation. While some see it as a serious policy misstep, others have turned to humor to express their disbelief. Either way, the conversation around citizenship and deportation is far from over. President Trump's proposal to deport repeat violent offenders, including U.S. citizens, has sparked a significant legal and ethical debate. While the administration argues that the plan targets dangerous criminals, legal experts and civil rights advocates warn that it violates constitutional protections and sets a dangerous precedent. As the administration moves forward with its Get Out campaign, legal challenges are expected, and the nation watches closely to see how this controversial proposal unfolds. Trump to repeat criminals get out, even if you're American. In a move that has left constitutional scholars, legal experts, and late-night comedians scratching their heads, President Donald J. Trump has proposed deporting repeat criminal offenders even if they are American citizens. The announcement came during a press conference at the White House where the president unveiled his latest initiative, the Get Out campaign. "We're going to deport the bad hombres, and I mean all of them. Repeat offenders, career criminals, even if they were born in Kansas or Kentucky. Get out." When pressed on the legality of deporting U.S. citizens, Trump waved off concerns. "Look, we've got the best lawyers looking into it. Tremendous lawyers. They say it's possible, so we're doing it." Legal conundrum and public reaction, satire. Legal experts were quick to point out that deporting American citizens is, well, unconstitutional. The 14th Amendment guarantees citizenship rights, and the Supreme Court has consistently ruled that citizens cannot be deported. "This proposal is not just unconstitutional, it's absurd," said Professor Linda Hamilton of Harvard Law School. "You can't deport someone to a country they're not a citizen of. That's not how any of this works." Despite the legal hurdles, the administration is moving forward. The Department of Homeland Security has reportedly been tasked with identifying repeat offenders for potential deportation. Countries like El Salvador and Guatemala have been approached to accept these individuals, though it's unclear why they would agree to take in non-citizens. "We're offering them a great deal," Trump explained. "We send them our criminals, and in return they get... well, we'll figure that out." The public response has been a mix of confusion, outrage, and amusement. "I thought it was a joke at first," said Maria Lopez, a resident of Los Angeles. "But then I remembered it's 2025, and nothing makes sense anymore." Section political and international response in conclusion, satire, duration, 50 seconds plus 5 seconds. Social media has been abuzz with memes and hashtags like #DeportMePlease and #BornInTheUSA. Late-night hosts have had a field day, with one quipping, "If Trump wants to deport Americans, can we start with him?" Members of Congress from both parties have expressed concern over the proposal. "This is a dangerous and unconstitutional idea," said Senator John Smith from California. "We must uphold the rights of all citizens, regardless of their criminal history." Even some Republicans have distanced themselves from the plan. "While we support strong law enforcement, deporting citizens is not the answer," said Senator Jane Doe from Texas. Foreign governments have been caught off guard by the proposal. A spokesperson for the Salvadoran government stated, "We have no plans to accept American citizens who are not our nationals. This is not our problem." As the administration pushes forward with its Get Out campaign, legal challenges are sure to follow. In the meantime, Americans are left wondering, if being a citizen doesn't protect you from deportation, what does? Stay tuned for more updates on this developing story. Note, this article is a satirical piece and does not reflect actual events.